Hello everyone, getting to go second with my brand new LockDown deck, although I'm probably not going to call it that in the title, otherwise it'll be pretty much unsearchable. And here's a deck I actually haven't played against in a long time, Spellbooks. This could be an interesting matchup because they are mostly light monsters, so not only do I have a Vanity's, what is it called, Vanity's Emptiness? Whatever it is. It's the continuous strat that stops special summons altogether. But not only do I have that, but I also have a barrier statue, which will stop stuff from being special summons also. Now, there's not much I can do in terms of getting rid of the Grand Spellbook Tower, sadly. So it's probably going to be sitting here for most of the duel, giving lots of free advantage. But we'll see if that actually matters in the long run. Maybe I'll draw into... I don't know, maybe I'll draw into the safe zone and get my lockdown, and there won't be much that they can do about that. They won't... Actually, there's the Quick Play Spellbook that it has the ability to banish a card. I don't remember if it's any card or if it's monsters that could potentially break the combo. But as I showed before, this deck doesn't need the combo to actually win. Even though it is a very nice win condition, it's just not necessary. There are tons of other ways to go about that. Actually, you know what? I could go into Beelzebub if my opponent sets enough cards. It would be worth it. So I could pop it that way. I probably won't, though. It's actually a card I use kind of rarely. It's... in some matchups and some scenarios, it's incredibly useful, incredibly nice, but a lot of times I don't actually need it. And also, kind of sadly, opponent not summoning anything with enough levels that I can do anything about. And there's the card I was thinking of, Spellbook of Fate. Okay, what do you do? Banish one card your opponent controls. Okay, so if I do get the lockout, they can potentially just use Spellbook of Fate and get rid of it. And do they have 3 already? No, they only have 2. Okay, getting a duality. I'm not going to special summon this turn anyway, so it's a great time to be using it. This actually doesn't special summon a whole lot during my turn. It's usually just with Grandmaster Hanzo on their turn. And I'm going to go for the back row. Back row against Spellbooks can be very nice. And I'm going to force them out to use stuff against Barrier Statue. Here's a card that no one, I don't think, has ever used, even since it was released, any of the Barrier Statues. There's one for every single element. But it's a decent card. I mean, it stuns everything except for the element you want. So, in my case, instead of using Fossil Dyna, which stops everything, I'm only stopping... Okay, I'm stopping everything but Darks, meaning I can still use my Dark monsters. I have a lot of rank 4 Darks in my my extra deck especially, so... I don't know, these just seem like incredibly underrated cards that no one's ever tried to use. Opponent is probably scratching their head right now trying to figure out what the heck is my opponent playing. Yeah, that's right, Barrier Statue. You know what? I bet a lot of people will misinterpret this as a brand new card, like it just came out because they've never seen it before, even though it's pretty old. Already using the Spellbook of Fate, that's awesome. I don't remember exactly when this came out, if it was Metal Raiders or something after. I think it was something after. And they're just flipping it face down, so now... That's nifty. So now, even if they do get something out big enough to attack over this, I can just Mirror Force. That's kind of interesting. This is what happens when you use cards that people aren't used to. It makes them do really weird plays. Although I guess this is a good card against Spellbooks because they're running tons of non-dark monsters. There are a few that are dark, but the main ones aren't dark. And they don't run a bunch of... The monsters are either weak or strong, so they probably didn't have anything good that they could have just attacked over, and they're already out of Spellbooks. That's cool. They're going to have to... I'm sure that they have more, but if they don't, then this won't be getting an effect. See, they don't have anything to banish. So, even if they summon something big, they, like, whatever the level 7 is that pops. I haven't played Spellbooks in so long, I don't remember all the names. Are they gonna... Huh, they might attack, but this has 1000 defense, so they won't be able to get over it. And I'm probably gonna leave this on the field because I'm gonna end up using Hanzo's effect. No, I'm not gonna leave it on the field. If they... see. If they try to attack right now, I'm going to Mirror Force. At least I think I should. I'm not sure if I should Mirror Force or not. I have double, but at the same time, one of them is going to be very prone to being popped. Okay. This means that they probably don't have another spellbook. And let's see what they go into, though. They already normal summoned. Okay, Book of Moon. So, although this is a spell and it's a book, it is not a spell book. So, they can't use this along Temperance of Prophecy. It won't do anything. And again, opponents probably scratching their head trying to figure out what the heck they're playing against, what the heck the point of this is, and possibly even misplaying this. Once again, this is a confusing card. Okay, that seemed to confuse them more than they were okay with, although I'm not sure why they rage quit. But I'm gonna go ahead and get another duel. That was kind of fast and kind of dumb. Let's see if this opponent is any better. Having to go second again, so it's kind of like almost like I'm starting the same exact way as before. And I got a very monster heavy hand. I'm gonna be able to go into triple Hanzo, so I'm going to get out my White Dragon Ninja. Let's see, they took Yaksha. This means, okay, so I'm playing Spirits. Another deck. I haven't played Spirits in a very long time. I'm gonna let them see that I have a Hanzo, simply because they will probably be under the impression that I only have one, even though I clearly have more. And a lot of times I would set Spy in this position, but I'm not going to. I am just going to go all out. I'm going to bait out the MSTs. I'm going to see if I can get rid of the monster removal. And if I have a chance, I will be using this. Yeah, even if this is something like a Mirror Force, I don't care. I have lots of other Hanzos in my hand. Okay, it wasn't even going to be a monster removal card. But I am going to set all of my back row. This is a classic play that Ninja decks do. That they try to bluff it, or they try to protect this with tons of different bluffs and other cards that they don't care so much about. Even though this is technically my bluff card right now, because again, double Hanzos. There's also the reason that when you have tons of face down back row and your opponent isn't positive what you're running, it'll make them fearful. They're not going to be sure what the heck to use, so they're going to go for the MST. Now let's see if they blind MST or if they wait for me to chain this. That would be the smart move. Ooh, they got. You should never ever MST blindly when your opponent has a Hanzo on the field when they search out the trap. Honestly, what you should do is you should always wait for them to activate this, because it's a continuous trap. If you chain an MST to it, yeah, that's fine. Gonna go ahead and use the effect. If they chain an MST to this, it won't get to resolve and nothing will happen. So that's what they should have done, and especially because they targeted my MST while they had a face down card, so that was just a really bad effect. And even though I lose this, it thins the deck. It means I won't dead draw this. Yeah, and I have other Hanzos, so that's cool. Let's see. Going to use Hanzo's effect first. I probably won't be so. What did you know? Why did you play I knowing he was going to die? Because I'm crazy. Opponent is kind of asking a valid question, but at the same time, I'm obviously not going to tell them, oh, it's because I have other Hanzos in hand. I'm so perfect. I'm ready to go. No, I don't want them to know that. So, I'm going to go ahead and use the next Hanzo. And, ooh, getting... Okay, Spirits can't be special summoned, so that would be terrible. And adding a White Dragon Ninja to hand would also be equally terrible. So, not going to do that. Going to add the Mirror Force. That's by far the best idea. Spirits are decent. They've had a lot of really great builds come out, especially with all the new support, but... okay then. Think what you want. I like Spirits a lot. They have some really cool cards. Anyways, continuing with the duel, let's see what my opponent is able to summon if they summon another Yaksha or something. I just didn't want this on the field. It's a 1900 monster that I actually would have had problems getting over. I would have been forced to go into Spy. There we go. Now they are fearful of using another monster because I will just use transformation on it. They're running stall cards though, so maybe they have a Waboku down or a roar. There it is, there's a roar. That was arguably not the best time to use that, but I guess they could have done that at a worse position. Since they're already down to 4,400, stopping me from doing 1,800, that's arguably a good idea. Now I almost already have a lockdown. All I have to do is summon Key Beetle and then activate Safe Zone on it, and it's looking like that's what I'm going to be able to do. If this had been a better strat, they would have used it to remove Hanzo, so I'm feeling pretty safe. Sadly I drew into the other White Dragon Ninja, although... No, you know what? I'm actually going to Tribute over that. Maybe I'll Tribute over it. Yeah, I have a bunch of other ways to make Key Beetle, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's also more attack than both of those combined, so no reason not to. Let's go ahead and attack directly with White Dragon Ninja. Not something I do often, and this is usually a dead draw, but in a case like this, it actually wasn't. I was able to summon it. And sadly, they did have another Waboku, so I'm not going to be able to go for game this turn. Oh, that's fine. Let the duel go on. Kind of curious what else my opponent has in store. And I'm not going to be activating Safe Zone just yet. If they have something like a Dark Hole, I want to bait that out. Let's see, Nigatama. This is a new card, so... Let's see, Tribute it. An extra one. Okay. So I'm not going to lose my all-important White Dragon Ninja because Safe Zone is going to protect it. I'll lose my Hanzo, but not a big deal. Let's see, this is... Oh, okay, that's actually, that's really cool. That's a good card. But now that's going to be useless to them. Although I can't attack directly, so this is kind of useless to me. I'm going to go ahead and just go with the other Hanzo. At this point, it's not going to do me any good. I've already used both White Dragon Ninjas, and it might be a while before this is in the grave and I draw Duplicity to recycle it, and by that time I'll have the other ninja. So I'm just going to go ahead and start attacking with Hanzo again, using all three already. And I've drawn a very nice amount of back row though, so I'm in a good position. Ooh, and they're using the other Waboku. At this point they probably should have waited. Although they might have forgotten that I can't direct attack with White Dragon Ninja. And especially because I have a bunch of chainable trap cards, especially evac, and they can't be destroyed. I have no fear about filling up my back row. If I need to set something else, I will be able to make room. If they have something to destroy it, I don't care. And they're not running Treeborn, which is a very commonly used card alongside the zombie spirit that they just summoned that pops all the other face-up monsters on the field. So they're not going to be able to get it out this turn unless they have another Nigatama. Let's see, Aratama, what does this one do? I read all of these when I first see them, but unless they really stand out to me, I don't tend to remember them offhand. Let's see. There's no summon, or flip face-up, you can add one spirit monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, nothing I can do about that. They can go ahead and add whatever they please. Even if I were to evac that, nothing would happen. Oh, I'm going with this thing to be able to special summon it. Okay, they're not even going to use the effect, although I kind of wish they had. Or they're not even going to summon the monster that they brought out to their hand, because I would love to just mirror forced it. So now they're out of field, or they're out of spell and trap to stall with. There could most likely be cards like Battle Fader and Swift Scarecrow though. They do need stuff to be able to tribute over, so a Battle Fader would be a great idea in this deck. There that is, not surprised at all. Kind of wish I had Vanity's Emptiness down, but that's okay. And I am so bound to draw into some more monsters right now that I'm not even going... I could evac this, which would banish it, and then I could set the Vanity so they can't tribute summon, but even if they get rid of a Hanzo, I am going to be drawing into more monsters soon, at least I hope. Interesting. Okay, so they're summoning another Nigatama. They could go for the same zombie. Okay, they're going to go for the zombie and Well, they're gonna remove their own monster. I could evac my own Hanzo right now just to keep something to attack with, but I'm not going to. They more than likely have more stall power left, or more faders or something. Okay, if they're doing this, this more than likely means they're going to go for a rank 6, and I'm just going to evac it. So, I'm still in a really good position. Yep. This is not an effect that you can chain. At least I don't think. So, I get to send this back to the extra deck. That was very wasteful. They lost 2 very valuable cards that would have been helping them. And I don't care what this is, because 1, I can't directly, 2, this can't be destroyed or targeted. And I'm not going to set the Vanity's Emptiness. I don't think that any of the cards that they contribute summon right now are going to do any good. So even if they are able to special summon something and then tribute over it, I don't care. And then again, it's Spirit. They're not meant to special summon. Oh, that's right. They do have this thing. Oh, that's a really good card. So every single turn that this goes uninterrupted, they can just normal summon and add something. Interesting. Let's see. Okay, isn't a zombie. That's decent, I guess, but what can they... Oh, they're going to be able to... They're definitely going to add this back, and then they can send this back to my hand, which will destroy White Dragon Ninja. Oh, you know what? Okay, I have triple safe zone now, so as long as I have double safe zone on the field, that actually won't work. They'll target to send this back to my hand. I'll activate safe zone again, target this, so then... Oh, no, you know what? This only stops me from being destroyed by monster or my opponent's effects, so okay, this will be destroyed, whatever. I wouldn't have set the other safe zone, but they'll make room for me. I don't even care. Oh, they're going to add back the Negatama. Never mind. This card is going to be staying on the field for a long time to come. I'm still waiting, though, for any other monster. A Thunderbird would be great. Barrier Statue would be acceptable. Another Spy, that would be even okay. I could deal with summoning a 1200 monster and start attacking and stuff. The other Ninja would be cool. Yeah, there's a number of monsters I could draw into right now and start poking for more damage. Well, it'd be kind of large pokes because my opponent's down to only 4,400 life points. MST, not what I was hoping for. Still waiting for a monster. I kind of wish I had room for this now, but at the same time, I don't really mind. Especially because I don't need both of these. I only have potential to summon a White Dragon Ninja one more time total. This will have to be in the graveyard. I'll have to draw into a Pot of Duplicity, which I'm down to half my deck, so I might draw into it any time now. And then once I have this back into the deck and another Ninja, I use the other art of Super Transformation, and that'll be the last time I can summon this. Although, it hasn't really been that useful right now. It's only been good because I don't have any other monsters to use, otherwise other monsters would be far more useful. And I don't think they've realized that they can add back the... whatchamacallit? They could add back the monster that would return this to my hand. They really should be. That would be a phenomenal card to use. I'm not even going to search it out, so... Alright, my opponent probably not thinking ahead well enough. And continuing to set more of their back row, not because they're going to be useful, but because they don't want to discard, most likely. Although, again, probably not thinking ahead, or these are all monsters because they're about to discard again. So let's see what they choose, if it's anything good. I won't be surprised if they have something that's a dead draw to them. Is Zan... Okay, Izanami. They probably shouldn't have discarded that. Again, though, drawing more spells and traps. It's online, so that tends to happen. If this same deck were to be used in real life, you would have to forget to shuffle your deck for this to actually happen, or just get so unlucky that for it to happen multiple times would be very rare. Okay, again, opponent's not really... If they're already setting cards, that means they're just setting up so they won't have to discard during the end phase. And I'm guessing that these are all monsters, otherwise they would have set something else to not have to discard, especially because Izanami, that's arguably a very good card to get rid of like that. Inu Kaga Suchi. Okay, that would actually be a great card right now because I would discard my entire hand. But I kind of sort of have double Mirror Force, and I'm going to be changing this to defense. Ah, I'm not even drawing a monster again. Okay. Well, better safe than sorry. Let's see, what don't I need? Right now... Yeah, again, I don't need the super transformation, so I'm just going to get rid of that. I've used all three, or I have all three. Yeah, I know, they wanted this into attack to do damage, but that was... They should have expected that. I mean, if I see that monster, and I recognize what it does, or I even read it, I'll know to change this to defense. Anyone else would have too, so they shouldn't really be surprised by that. But guess what? I finally drew a monster, so I am going to be putting this back into attack mode. Another person giving me a really long duel. A lot of times this deck is very fast. I can finish the duel relatively quickly. This is not the day to do that, apparently. But let's see if they have another Waboku, or... Yeah, it would have to be a Mirror Force. That's not going to do any good at all unless they have a second one. Yep, that gets banished. That still gets destroyed because it still gets to attack, and it'll be like nothing happened except I just don't do damage. Which, I'm fine, I accept that. Yeah, this deck can be incredibly slippery and just really hard to deal with. I have a monster that can't be destroyed, I have a monster that can dodge basically everything you can throw at it. This also can't be targeted. You're gonna summon a... Ooh. If they do this right now and use this effect, I don't agree. No, don't do that. That's not a good idea. Okay, so I'm gonna bounce this right now because this is more vulnerable than a White Dragon Ninja by far. And now, unfortunately for them, I am gonna Mirror Force because they use a lot of resources to get this out. I'm sure that they were saving up to be able to do that. Now, all I have to do is Mirror Force. If they have something like a Lance to stop the Mirror Force, then I can just use the other one. And yeah, like that, this didn't do anything. They haven't attacked for most of the game. These have been down all duel. A lot of people could have read that and realized, oh, it's a Mirror Force. Okay, and there we go. I didn't draw into another monster, but at the same time, this will be useful to me. And I'm going to go ahead and change that back to defense. This way, I won't risk them summoning another one, even though I have another Mirror Force, but I won't risk taking damage from it and losing my entire hand. Well, okay. Getting out of Trag. In this case, I'm going to go with the Fiendish Chain. If they try to use their effect and take this, I'll just use its effect to banish itself. If they do something else tricky with it, I have Fiendish Chain, and if I really need to, I still have a Mirror Force to use as card removal. The reason why I would have set the Bottomless Trap Hole is for that reason of card removal. Okay, I get to use Fiendish Chain now. This will keep this at 0 attack, and since it's already attacked, they won't be able to change its position, and this will potentially give me a game with White Dragon Ninja, so this puts me in an opportunity that I can finally push and hopefully go for game. They probably weren't expecting that. Oh, they have another way to tribute. They're doing that strictly to stay alive. That means they won't be able to stop my next attack. Again, though, Dark Dust Spirit is going to... Oh, land that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to let this die. No reason to save it. I could use Safe Zone, but then Fiendish Chain will still be there, so it wouldn't be able to attack. Okay, I drew another monster finally, so get to start attacking with Barrier Statue. This actually might help, although I think spirits are dark, so no, never mind, it won't really help. It could help, I'm not sure. No one runs spirits, even with the new support, so I have no idea what I'm going to be up against. And as you can see, I'm actually getting really close to maximum capacity in my back row. I only have one chainable card left. So I do wish I had not set the safe zone, but I should be fine. I gotta do it again. Okay. Yep, definitely gonna let it die because I don't want to safe zone a monster that won't be any good to me. Really? Yeah, that's actually fine. Safe zone won't protect this from my Mirror Force, which is interesting because this only protects this from my opponent's card effects, and since I still control it, this is not my opponent's card. Yeah, well, that's gonna have to go back to their hand, whatever, big deal. Damn, though, not drawing... I have so many monsters left in deck to draw into. Jeez. Okay, then. I'm actually gonna activate the safe zone on this. And let's see, I'll discard a Vanity. I have double in hand. I'm gonna activate the safe zone on this in order to destroy it, which will give me more room. Although, if they summon another monster, that would work too. Looks like that's not gonna be the case. Okay, so first I will activate safe zone on this. They're probably gonna be confused why the heck I'm doing this, and I get to activate Mirror Force. And I'm wondering if they thought that this was gonna be protected because of the safe zone. Probably confused. Again, the reason is because it only protects my opponent's card effects. But since I control this, this is not my opponent's card effect, it is my card effect. And if I draw something at this point, I'm probably going to MST this. Or if I draw a monster. Okay, good enough. Yeah, I'll MST this. Neither of these are going to be useful to me. Oh, it was a Mirror Force. That was a great hit. Okay. Now, let's see if they're finally out of back row. Or not back row, but hand traps. Looks like, yes, they are out of hand traps. Darn it, they had a track. I spoke way too soon. Okay. Question is, what do I want to do with this? I'm probably gonna have to I'm probably gonna have to use a safe zone on a barrier statue just so I don't lose. Jeez. Okay, yeah, they're just gonna go for the attack. I will safe zone over the statue. Yeah, I do need to keep one space open though, so hopefully I use the bottomless because I'm eventually gonna draw into duplicity. Wow, drawing even more traps. The vast majority of my deck right now is just monsters and duplicity. Although this will be valuable, or Fiendish Chain will be very valuable in the future. Jeez, I need my other monsters. Come on, Pro, give me Thunderbird or the other ninja card. Oi. Gonna use Trag's effect. Oh, okay, they're just gonna change its level for some reason. Go for it. I wonder if they meant to take control of that, or I'm not even sure. Okay, I can set my Fiendish Chain now, though. That gave me some room. So I can turn this into a 0 attacker and then possibly run over it. And I'll see if that actually ends up helping at all. Come on, give me a monster. I need to draw into something. Okay, Dark Strike Ninja. That's perfect. Yeah, that will do the trick very nicely. Although I can't use the other super transformation right now. I don't have anything left to target in deck. But if they do try to do something, I am loaded with darks at this point, so it's like, you can come at me. Now, I kind of hope they try to attack into this, because I can just chain it. That means they won't be able to change it back into defense, and I can run it over and potentially go for game. That would be very, very nice. Okay, they're going to try to take control of that. That's kind of too bad, but will result in the same thing. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and use Strike Ninja's effects. Banish. Let's see, Hanzo, and why not another barrier statue. they should have seen that coming, though. This is a pretty short, obvious, old card effect, so I guess maybe they just wanted to do damage. Really, I just wanted them to attack. I don't need to destroy it, I just want them to simply attack. Ooh, okay, I'm actually gonna let this go through though, because if I were to use a Fiendish Chain right now, they would use a Dust Spirit. I want this, I need this on the field, and then I will be able to hopefully go for game. Oh wow, setting a lot of cards. That means that they have something to protect it with. Oh, okay, even better. Finally starting to draw into my monsters with 9 cards left in the deck. I guess that was bound to happen eventually, right? Okay, so I'm actually going to save the Fiendish Chain then. I have a very good field right now. There isn't much that they can do because these monsters will bounce away from anything they can possibly throw at it unless it's in the damage step. That's fine, go ahead and draw a card. Oh, that was their plan. Oh, sneaky. Okay. That was a good idea. Puts a card back in their hands. Let's see if they have an MST, though. If they don't, I can run this over. Nope. Okay, if this goes through, it will be game, finally. And that is going to be the case. Wow, so they... Spirit deck giving me a run for my money. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, rate, subscribe, and stay brutal.